So as the season changes, so does our skin. Skincare expert Charmaine Cooper joins us with some tips on how to take care of our skin as we get into the cooler weather, and we're feeling that cooler weather this morning. Charmaine, good morning to you.
Good morning, Tim. Delighted to be with you, and it certainly is feeling a lot cooler out there.
Yeah, so what does that do to our skin?
Well, honestly, with the change of the climate and the lack of humidity, we're seeing and we're also feeling a lot more dryness, tightness in the skin. We're also starting to see the flushing and blushing that's not really kind of fading as it used to when it's kind of milder. And it's interesting because you've got more of the colder climate, the wind blow. People are kind of thinking, just cover it up with a scarf or what have you. But what that could also contribute to is added fissures or little micro tears on the skin, contributing to more irritation.
Are we talking both women and men when it
We
comes to skincare? Because a lot of the time, I don't know, us dudes, we're just like, whatever, I don't need anything for this, whatever. Soap and
right?
water will do it.
You got it. We're seeing that definitely with men, Tim. In fact, since the onset of the pandemic, it has actually been confirmed that male interest in skincare has surged and increased. And it's actually to do a lot more than just with the video conferencing effect. It has a lot to do with more experimental time on male grooming and taking care of their skin and doing the good old online shopping. So definitely men, that whole cultural attitude around gender inequity is shifting.
Okay, how do we know what do we use? Where do we go?
Okay, so first and foremost, I always advise, as a skin professional, I advise that men and women consult with a professional because you don't just really want to go in and grab anything off the counter. You want to have someone that analyzes your skin to see what your specific skin concerns are because every single person is different. And then you want to keep it simple. Don't feel like you have to do a 9-step routine. Keep it simple. Start with a good cleanser that doesn't strip the skin. No alcohol, no sulfates. Go with a hydrating toner and a moisturizer. From there, we can build that fits your lifestyle. That's not going to feel inauthentic to you, and therefore will increase the likelihood of you actually using the skincare.
Okay, so are we using the skincare in the morning and at night? Just one or the other?
I absolutely advise both. So in the morning, actually, after you've had a wonderful night's sleep, hopefully, our skin is the most active. So when we wake up, even if we cleansed our skin at night, you have toxins that have been flushed out of the skin. So that is the perfect opportunity for you to go ahead and cleanse the skin, but also go into a protective mode. Because in the daytime, our skin is in protective mode. At nighttime, our skin is in detoxification mode and regenerative mode. So you need to remove the debris that's been accumulated from the pollution, the harsh climate, just the stress of the day, and you need to start off fresh. So I always advise morning and evening routines for males and females.
What about, so as we're getting cooler, UV rays maybe aren't as strong, sunscreen?
Right. That is a big misnomer that people tend to think, oh, I don't really need it in the fall and the winter time. In fact, the rays are always intensified, even on a cloudy day, Tim. So when you got the clouds out, you still have exposure to UV radiation. And UVA, UVB, UVC can make its way and it actually causes a lot of damage to the skin in long time. In fact, 80% of all of our damage has been incurred before the age of 18, but Tim, it shows up in our 30s, in our 40s, and beyond. So I always advise SPF absolutely all day, every single season of the year.
Because you're seeing even SPF within certain moisturizers. Is that the same as just getting a total separate SPF on its own?
Um, it's interesting because I get that question a lot, and I've actually worked with a myriad of lines over my 25 years. So, skincare moisturizers with built-in SPFs are great. However, you kind of can't go high on the moisturizing function if you want to maintain a standard of the SPF protective function. So I always advise that you go with a great moisturizer that suits your skin using hyaluronic acid, ingredients that aren't going to feel heavy but are going to hydrate and balance your skin, but then to layer it with an SPF on top of that. I advise always a minimum of 30, SPF 30, up to an SPF of 50. I'm telling you, these rays are no joke. So I really don't take it lightly when I advise that clients always use their SPF, no matter what their skin tone is as well.
Okay. The goal of these chats is to learn something, and I've learned something. So thank you, Charmaine Cooper, skincare expert. Hopefully you did at home too. We'll be back with more Morning Live on your Tuesday, on this cool Tuesday. Huh? The sun might be out. Put that SPF on.